Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Zano, and this is episode 269 of the world famous University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. Ladies and gentlemen, we just call it Online Marketing Moves, and we're coming to you live today. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday we missed the podcast. It was storming up a storm. That don't even make any sense, but it was lightning, it was thundering, it was woof. It hasn't been that bad around here in a little while. We had a tornado close to where I work. They have quite a few buildings devastated. We didn't have any tornadoes at my office, my real job, doing the podcast. But me and my wife and my mother-in-law, we sort of huddled up yesterday. My mother-in-law, she gets very nervous about storms, so we sort of hung around and watched a little TV, But anyway, we are back today, and ladies and gentlemen, we are here to talk about do not fall for hype products. Ladies and gentlemen, do not fall for the hype when it comes to people, and do not fall for the hype when it comes to products. Okay? And the reason why I tell you that is because sometimes the hype will let you down. Now, I will give you an example of hype. If you watch college football, then the guy from South Carolina, Clowney. I can't really pronounce his first name. Jadeveon. I don't know. There you go. The microphone fell down. Ladies and gentlemen, the microphone said, "How are you pronouncing names? That's terrible." But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so he had one major play when it comes to college football. He had this hit. It was a hit, it was a sack, and it was a fumble. And he got the ball. And it was in the bowl game. So everybody was watching. So he was already a good player, but this morphed him into a great player, And so people was like, if he came out this year, he would be the number one draft pick. He was a sophomore at the time. Sophomores are not allowed in the NFL draft. So people were like, hey, this guy, he's going to be great. He's going to be excellent, And so the next year, his junior year, and you thinking this guy's going to get better, And he doesn't get better. He just sort of coasts, to say, hey, I'm here. I didn't get injured, and I'm ready to be the number one pick and make lots of money, which is nothing wrong with making a lot of money. But, if you love something, if you love football, to go to the Hall of Fame in sports and in anything, you have to have like some real dedication. You have to like want to play. I know it's very cliche for these guys to say, I'll play for free. We all know they won't play for free. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying you shouldn't earn as much as you can, but your junior year, it's the last year of college football. The least you can do is put out some effort, not just coast and worry about getting injured and all that. And a lot of these guys say, and this is why, sports in general, it's kind of not as great as it was. But anyway, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But that he had a lot of hype around him is the point of this podcast, and he never lived up to the hype. He's the number one draft pick by the Houston Texans. He's injured a lot. He would, he's teaming up alongside JJ Watt, who is the defensive, like 4-time defensive player of the year. So you would figure Clowney would come in and he would dominate, but he never quite dominated. He never quite was, the player that people thought he would be, and it's a lot of hype. And that is something that we will talk about, in this podcast, because there's a lot of hype around the stock market. There's a lot of hype around Forex trading. There's a lot of hype around Bitcoin, and you just have to be very leery and you have to be very cautious when it comes to buying courses from people that are full of hype. You don't want to fall into the hype train. You know what I mean? And there's different ways that you can promote products. There's different ways that you can sell products, and the hype will get you cash in the beginning, but hype is not sustainable. Like how, let's say you watch a TV show and you get hyped up about it and you're like, this is the best show ever. And you tell people and you're very excited about the show. First season of the show is great, but then they have to produce season 2, season 3, season 4. It's sort of like the musician who comes out with a great first album. You're like, now there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of buzz around this guy. They're like, oh, this album was great. What is he gonna do for a follow up? And the follow ups are like, eh. It's like, all right, we hyped him up, but the expectation never lived up to the hype. So don't fall for a lot of hype. Don't fall for a lot of hypey marketing because there's so much noise now in the online space that it's ridiculous. I was on TikTok and I was trying to figure out, which video, what kind of video should I do, and I'll be honest with you, I'm so annoyed with social media. I care not to do social media, but you have to try to get yourself out there. You have to promote the podcast a little bit. So this is stuff you have to do, but for me, it's very eye rolling. It's very annoying. I saw this guy, and people do the same. People make the same kind of videos. It's not like it's nothing really clever at this point. I saw this guy. He's like, "Hey, these guys are fake marketers," and then he said this person and that person, and I'm like, he's probably a fake marketer too, because a lot of these guys that are very hypey, they like, oh no, I'm not that guy, but this guy is a fraud. But the whole time they all are trying to sell the same little bootleg, hey, buy my Forex trading. Hey, I made, $500 in crypto, in the crypto market today. So buy my product, this, that, and the other, So you have to be very leery. You have to be very cautious about all the hype surrounding all these different products. Everybody will tell you, hey, e-commerce, do e-commerce, or hey, do Forex trading, or even, hey, do affiliate marketing. All these, I'm not, I do affiliate marketing. I'm not gonna hype it. I definitely ain't gonna hype it up for you. It's cool. You can make money. You have to work at it. You have to work hard. You have to, like anything you want to do, except for the stock market. But if you want to make a lot of money in the stock market, you have to put some cash in the stock market. So you have to find a way to get some income going. So that's a whole nother story. But affiliate marketing, e-commerce, all this stuff is great and everything, but don't fall for the hype. Don't fall for the hypey marketing. Like sometimes, you have to promote your product. Yeah, you have to promote your videos. Yeah, you have to promote your podcast, because now we live in a society now where if you don't toot your horn, there's no more. It's like Toni Braxton she said she got discovered at a gas station. She was singing a song and the guy was like, hey, I'm a record producer or whatever. You should come, and talk to us, Those days are kind of like, nah, people get on YouTube and they get the guitar, they start playing songs and they start singing songs, and people are like, oh man, they're so great. And they start sharing it, and it's like a lot of buzz. You have to kind of build your own buzz. It's like when I used to watch these interviews with these hip hop artists, and they talk about Def Jam back in the day, and I'm like, hey, I had the A&R guy, and we went out and did this and did that, but now it's more, hey, you want to promote your album, you promote an album, and then people are like, hey, I want to give you a deal, but at that point it's like, do I want the deal or should I just keep being independent? Because there's a lot of success. There's a lot of success in the music industry if you sell 200,000 copies and you're independent. It might be better than selling 1 million copies and you're signed to a label. I don't know, but that's what I've heard stories from Master P and E40 and all these other independent artists, that say, hey, if I sell X amount of albums, then I keep the money because I'm the one doing all the promotion. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, doing all the legwork. But at the end of the day, you have to be careful about because and it doesn't matter who it is. Like I see I see Tony Robbins and I see the other guy Dean Grazioso, and they're I saw them in a YouTube ad, and they were talking about they're tired of this and they're tired of that, but these guys are gonna try to hype you up for an hour and talk about all the years of experience, and then they're gonna say you a $7,500 course. You know what I mean? So you have to be careful about everybody. Um, it's a Jay-Z line I heard yesterday. He said, don't listen to this, even if it's spat by me, you know. And so what it is do your own research, do your own work, when it comes to products, when it comes to all this stuff. And just be careful and don't fall for the hype, and don't become one of these hypey marketers because these I give you another example of a kind of hypey marketer that I personally know. I know this guy. He's an all right guy. He's an all right fellow. And we started off together in the because I saw him in the MLM market a few years ago, and he was talking to me, and he was like, "Hey, you should, check it out." And I was like, "I'll check it out," And I'm not knocking the guy. No, there's nothing wrong with this, but I s- I don't really speak to him a whole lot, but I see him every now and then. And every like one month this is the best product ever. This is that and the other. And then another month later, hey guys, you ever thought about traveling? You ever want to be a traveler consultant? It's it's hopping, like I'm not saying, of course in affiliate marketing, yeah, you are an affiliate for different products. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, be an affiliate marketer for one product or be an affiliate just for one product. No, you can be an affiliate marketer for a few products, but you don't want to be the carnival barker who's always like, and let me tell you something, baby. You don't want to be the Dick Vitale when he does the commentating. Baby, let me tell you something. This is the greatest product I ever seen. Oh. And then you like Billy, you like my boy Billy Mays back in the day when he'd be like, "Hey guys, this is OxyClean," and this product, or the other guy Phil, he's like, "You got a hole in your boat? Put this on there, and this won't leak at all." Blah 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 blah. And so the guy I know, every time I see him, I'm like, man, he back at it again with another one. And then it's always, hey guys, if you don't do this, guys, then, and it's like, bro, you get these people to come in and they're like, hey man, and then like you turn around and you're like, woo 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 woo, I'm gone, like F y'all, I got another product to go jump on. Because this happened with the whole MLM thing. He was doing it. And then I remember they said, hey, we're cutting our commissions. And him and like all these people that were like quote unquote top marketers, they just sort of flew the coop. And I stuck around because I was like, I still can make some. I still can make some cash, And I was like, it's probably better that all them people left because they were sort of diluting the product anyway, and they definitely kind of made the, like, whenever you talk to somebody, you would say, hey, I want to, like, I would just try to sell the product itself. I wouldn't try to sell somebody the business, but it was such a bad stigma that people were like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. So they definitely made it harder. But the point is, I mean, it's nothing wrong with getting people emotionally, stirred. I mean, that's what you want. But at the same time, make sure because you don't want a lot of buyer's remorse. You don't want to get people hyped up tonight and then tomorrow they're like, shh, man, I ain't buying that product. Let me call Wells Fargo. Let me call Bank of America. Hello? Yeah, I wanna charge back, and you still not making commissions. So this is why you don't want to be the hype man, because the hype man is great and everything. It's great. It's like getting somebody drunk. Hey, we had a good time last night. And they're like, I don't remember nothing. I'm not doing that ever again, And they're like, what? So you don't want to be the hype man, because the more hypey you are, people are more likely to do chargebacks. People are more likely to be like, scam, scam, scam. So you definitely want to avoid being the hype man, and you want to avoid falling for the hype, if that makes sense to you, which it should. If it doesn't, I'll explain it to you later. All right. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is it for the podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't fall for the hype and don't be the hype man. And we will be back tomorrow with the all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Zano. Take care of yourselves. And that's it. And as always, everybody, peace.